Bonjour, and welcome to the Potty Post series, visiting Perched villages in the south of France, which includes the areas of Provence and Côte d'Azur. France is famous for its medieval, fortified hilltop villages, and Provence and Côte d'Azur have some remarkable and charming villages of the same. Today we're visiting Saint-Paul-de-Vence in the Alpes-Maritimes, about 30 minutes from Nice. Saint-Paul-de-Vence is almost flawless as a picturesque perched village. Its reputation as a haven for artists, Chagall, Matisse, Picasso, is attributed to the excellent lighting and inspiring views here. This lovely village was also home to numerous writers, poets, actors, and singers. This favorite French pastime of playing pétanque. Similar to a game of boules, you can take a running start before you toss that heavy ball. With pétanque, you plant your feet. Ooh. We're in the Café de Place, which is next to a very famous boules court, where numerous writers, poets, and actors would gather for a game of pétanque. The loser, scoring a 13-0, would be faced with the problem of kissing Fanny, the sculpture on the wall, which is a tradition for the loser. And there's Fanny's bum.
The Colombe d'Or restaurant across the street was the preferred watering hole for the artists and other notables living in or visiting Saint-Paul-de-Vence.
I'm inside the restaurant La Colombe d'Or in Saint-Paul-de-Vence. The interior walls are like a museum. Saint-Paul-de-Vence as a village attracted lots of artists, Picasso, Matisse, Chagall. And it would seem that they bequeathed some of their works of art for the walls of this amazing restaurant. See? One pride of place of Picasso. Legend has it that Zelda Fitzgerald threw herself off the wall of the terrace here in the Colombe d'Or in a fit of jealousy when her husband paid too much attention to dancer Isadora Duncan. Charming little stairways, flowers, and there we have the blue sea in the background, the Mediterranean. These beautiful blooms. Reminds me of the adage, bloom where you're planted. And these certainly do. Look so pretty against the stone walls. This is the community laundry in Saint-Paul-de-Vence in the Alpes-Maritimes. And if you'll see the sign, it says eau potable, which means it's drinkable water. And the women of the village would gather. This large trough would be filled with water, and they would do their laundry. These narrow little streets are filled with shops, specialty shops, boutiques, ateliers, restaurants, cafes. A tea shop. Herbs in Provence. Boy, does that smell good. People are enjoying their lunch hour on shaded terraces here, with the refreshing sound of a nice fountain nearby. For lighter fare, you have crepes and ice cream. And here's another community laundry trough. It's the second one we've seen in Saint-Paul-de-Vence. Empty because they don't do their laundry here anymore, but at one time it was a real gathering place. Saint-Paul-de-Vence became home to Marc Chagall and his wife Vera in 1966. Their home, La Colline, was a specially built home or atelier where the artist continued his work. Chagall was 80 years old, but still very much in demand for his marvelous stained glass windows, his beautiful blues, and his tapestries. So today, Saint-Paul-de-Vence has just oodles of artist galleries and ateliers or workshops for artists. They just line the streets. Throw a few clothes in every now and then, knickknacks and bobs. There's an atelier. They're just one right after the other in this little narrow street. I don't know what the street is, but it's just an endless array of all sorts of galleries and ateliers, workshops. Gorgeous. You can spend hours just meandering these little streets, exploring all the goodies. Clothes. How droll. And one more. More shops. If you're in the mood to shop, Saint-Paul-de-Vence is the place to come. All kinds of specialty shops. Look, there's another art gallery. What everybody needs, an ostrich neck. That would be a great hat rack. A beautiful little town. tucked away in the hills up above Nice. Saint-Paul-de-Vence still attracts lots of artists, which is why the town is full of galleries and studios. And the May Foundation is located in Saint-Paul-de-Vence, which houses one of the best private modern art collections in the world. One more. I know you're getting tired of all these galleries, but this is a little surreal. This is a fan shop, specializing in fans, which in this weather is a really good idea. The narrow streets of Saint-Paul-de-Vence are very picturesque, with beautiful little gardens, shade-filled squares, ancient stone facades, fountains, and views from the town's ramparts offer the picture-perfect landscapes of the surrounding hills and the blue sea beyond. It's easy to see why photographers love to come here. As always, thanks for joining me on my wander through Saint-Paul-de-Vence, which is featured on my new app, Perched. Perched is a fantastic little travel guide with must-see destinations in the Languedoc-Roussillon and Provence, which uniquely includes GPS locations, descriptions, and ratings of all the public toilets in the locations visited on the app. Written in 5 languages, it's an app for people on the go, like yourselves, who have to go. So if you're out and about in the south of France, take Perched with you, available on Apple and Google. And I leave you with this: the marrow of life is not your usual trek.